average Joe on a path of life, so turn off the light, let me get some sleep tonight. Alright, I'm dreaming about music. I'm just an average Joe on a path of life, so turn off the light, let me get some sleep tonight. Alright, I'm dreaming about music. I close my eyes on a pillow and wake up on a stage where I'm dreaming about making more than minimum wage. The day's short, I don't know if I'ma see another, so I've been looking through the music like I'm Stevie Wonder. Make a mission, what I've been making's different. I'm hungry, my tummy aching, take a listen. Jukebox in my third eye, word life, you heard right. Trying to get unstoned and stop living the curb life. The blurred light, hope at the end of my tunnel, but my head's been in the sky.
Didn't study at Princeton, but a proven convict. I'm more like a Winston and got friends like John Wick. Some spent time in Kingston, others were gone quick. They're just intimate places you can move me from. On my white boy flow, I'm about to drop a doozy, son. Bars hitting heavy like an extended Uzi drum. Only a handful living life they make movies from. 3 sheets to the wind, and I still be spitting better. You can't be fair-skinned and suck at the written letter. They'll never have me pinned, only getting better. Lord knows I've sinned with that forbidden cheddar. Originality can be astounding the game, but it seems auto-tune got you all sounding the same. Time to take your own lane instead of crowding the train. You know pigs saying to me if there's no loud. Right outside of us, trying to sell me low. I laughed and took my head and mainstream, you know. I went inside to find all my favorite freaks that call this little sidebar home. Fill up the pit. It's time to start the punk rock show. Dive.
No matter where you go, there you are.
Welcome back. My name is Barry LaChance. I'm coming to you from the Stay Lifted temporary basement dungeon studio location I'm normally joined by my cohort Ryan Pearson from Wake and Bake with Ryan Pearson, but he is not here yet. He may be here in a bit. We're not sure. However, today we're not going to be on long. We're going to be talking Moon Knight. We did a big breakdown of Doctor Strange Monday, and in the excitement of all the Doctor Strange stuff, we kind of forgot that Moon Knight got a new 30-second spot as well as some new poster art. Here's the poster released, and that's what if anybody was wondering what's across the bottom, what I have said there. It's one of Moon Knight's more famous lines from his early comic books. It's the reasoning why he wears white is people would shake in fear so much that they couldn't hit him. So we're going to smoke some new weed. We just got this in from our sponsor, Mad Dab Labs, via Magic Smoke. Oh, I forgot to take the thing down yet. What's up in there? Yeah, we're smoking some new weed, gelati, from Magic Smoke via Mad Dab Labs, of course, our sponsor. We want to thank him for doing all he does for us. And if you guys watched the last couple of days, I've been coughing so hard. Like, I've done 1 gram dab challenges. I can smoke a lot of my friends on the table. Me hacking off a small bowl is absolutely unheard of. So I'm going to attempt to smoke a bowl. And we're going to get down to some Moon Knight breakdown. We have the video to show you. And we have a bunch of notes on Mark Spector and Moon Knight. And after I successfully get this bowl in without dying, because I think something's wrong with my lungs right now, we will go. All right. So this is gelati. It smells great. Just a little bit of purple in there. Smell on this beautiful. It's got some purple in it, but it doesn't look like it was pushed too hard. Nice, natural looking, but dense, hard buds. And as usual, most of the stuff we got from Mad Daz is going to be pretty fucking gassy, so I'm a little scared right now, but I'm going to rock a bowl as best I can today, and hopefully it's good enough. See, I'm coughing, haven't hit the bowl yet. Should be a good day, right? Okay. Again, if you've watched this before, even that that's a lot for me. I don't typically cough. I can do massive bowls normally, but all right. As we go, like I said, there just may not be as many bongo times today. Sorry, guys, I'm all alone, and my lungs are pooched. So enjoy a couple bowls, and we're going from there. All right, here is the Moon Knight trailer from Marvel, played at the Super Bowl, and we're going to kind of tear it down. All right, so as we go through it, I'm going to give you some history on Moon Knight, what he's about, what he does, and of course, we're going to tear apart the trailer. So here we go. Let's open up the trailer. Of course, unlike Doctor Strange, we have the classic Marvel opening here.
The difference between my waking life.
So they just seem to be jumping through some of the parts here. So if we get to right here, we can see Mark Spector. Again, that's the name of the character that Oscar Isaac's going to be playing. The 3 most notable things about his character's arc and his background is that A, he's Jewish. 2, he has dissociative identity disorder, which is something him and I share. And of course, the one thing we don't share is that I'm not possessed by the god of vengeance, Khonshu. So here he is laying in bed trying to keep himself awake, using a Rubik's Cube as a method of thought or mindful wakefulness.
Tell the difference.
Okay, right there, that is the first in color, in bright kind of look at Khonshu we've gotten. And Khonshu's the god of vengeance. In the comic book, Mark Spector is left for dead in the desert, and some, a tribe of people find him and bring him to his temple and revive him. But since he wants to claim vengeance for the death of his girlfriend's dad, he instead of just being healed, he brings in the spirit of Khonshu, and starts killing people. Funny or note just on the side, the original release is Werewolf by Night in 1932. He is not a hero. He is a mercenary for hire. He's a bad guy. He doesn't really care. But by the end of that comic book, he's sent out to capture a werewolf, and who's still pretty much doing nothing to hurt anybody. He's figured out how to live outside of having to destroy and eat hearts and stuff. So when Mark Spector or Moon Knight realizes that they're going to use this werewolf as a weapon, he turns on the people that hired him and he lets the werewolf kill them all. Good dude.
Between my waking life.
So here you see like the whole trailer, the whole movie is going to be trying to, where we're going to have to rely on the untrustworthy narrator, as it's called. And that's because he has DID. So you're really going to be questioning what's actually happening, what's just happening in his head, and what part of it is Khonshu. And I'm not sure how you feel about them, but here's some ducks. All right, we're back. There were some ducks. Here's he's back and laying in bed, sort of just flashing around and showing us slightly different things than from the longer regular trailer. This bathroom. Again, this is a 30-second trailer, so there's going to be a lot of like split-second scenes and me telling you what's in the background. So this bathroom, I've theorized since the beginning. If you watch the original trailer, and I think at the end of this one you'll see it as well, there is a scene of Khonshu kind of shaded out over what some have speculated to be a werewolf at the end of this row of sinks. What I actually think is that this, if anyone's seen Split or Glass, they talk about how there is a hole when they're talking about there's just a chair with the light when they're talking about James McAvoy's character, and how the original host never gets the light, so on and so forth. But the whole chair is essentially what each personality fights for. In this case, I think Mark Spector just has a much larger area in that this bathroom's kind of where the personalities, it's like a waiting room, essentially. I know that seems out there, but when you see him fighting later, I actually think it's Khonshu fighting Mark, symbolically in his mind, at least.
Dreams.
So let's pull that back so you can see the long view of that bathroom. Again, this is a 30-second spot, so I mean, we're going to be doing this a lot. So here you can see the long version of this, and at the end of this, as you can see in the reflections, or what would, it just doesn't look the way it should. It actually looks like you're going into something more ancient Egypt there, where this is a more modernized bathroom.
And dreams. That must be very difficult.
So again, those mirrors that you see here could be what is how you see one of him there, and obviously this isn't his reflection as it is off angle. And if he was looking at this, his face would, yeah. Anyways, his shadows and all the endless, the infinite optical illusion this creates. I think this is going to be representative of layers of personality. Essentially, is what I'm trying to say.
That must be very difficult.
All right, so this person's important.
The voices.
So, Sun King. He's a Moon Knight villain. He has different powers than they seem to be showing here. Here he seems to be more of a cult leader. In the other trailers, you see followers around him listening to him. They kind of pull a John Wick moment where he gets everyone to stop moving, which anybody watching the John Wick, it makes sense in here that he does it that way because these are his devout followers. But if you rewatch John Wick, like the third one where everyone stops dead, you have to realize in that moment, Winston would have had to have called hundreds of people to come to a specific spot that he only knew he was going to a few minutes before and arranged for all of them to stop at one time. I get the whole idea is that his reach, the reach of the association is huge, but come on. He had hundreds of people there, and not one of them happened to be a passergoer. No one was taking a fucking morning jog. Come on, it just irritated the hell out of me. Anyways, back to the Sun King. Seems to be a cult leader here, and there also seems to be another figure in the background.
In your head.
Again, there's a lot of these type tunnel scenes where he seems to be in closed spaces that seem unrational. So this, what I mean by that is, they don't seem to have normal geometry to them. They seem to have additional length, or they seem to have that optical illusion of being longer, wider, or the infinite space. And I think anytime we're looking at one of these spaces where reality seems to be just not quite square, I think we're looking inside his mind, or at least Khonshu trying to either make him crazy so he gives up, so he rescinds control, or just him dealing with the multiple personalities and Khonshu all at the same time. As well, I think what we're going to end up seeing in this film, if I'm theorizing, is that he's already going to have the personalities. He's going to acquire Khonshu. In the comic book, there's some adaptations or parts of him or some stories that make it sound like his multiple personalities come from his, the stress of having an alter ego. But I mean, look, Batman's been doing it for 100 years now. I'm sure he could too. So we're in Egypt here, ancient Egypt. I'm just going to go back a second here when he's breaking everything. So we're in the weird room. So it looks like these are the exact same person, but the light contrasts are so weird. I pointed this out when we were talking about it. Look, here it's very dark. It doesn't look like there's an immense light source that could be coming from here. I mean, we could be seeing a very, very bright moon, and this area is very dark, which they're going to depict in a second anyways. But here it almost looks like we're inside a building, and it is very bright. It looks like we're looking out into daytime from inside a building. So I think these are two different shots, even though they framed them to be the other side of each other. And they do that a lot in this trailer and his other and the other trailers for this movie. They make you think you're looking at a scene from two different sides, where you could just be looking at two entirely different scenes. So obviously it does go back to ancient Egypt at some point. So this is why we're seeing this would be current pyramids.
There's chaos in here.
And what Marvel movie wouldn't be complete without a skybeam, right? Like, we have to have a big fight scene where you kill a whole bunch of nameless, faceless things that don't matter. And you have to have a fucking skybeam. So they got the skybeam. Amazing. And this is the scene we've been freaking out about since the beginning. This formation, this transformation, this is exactly why I think that Khonshu may not be what we thought he was. He may be a symbiote, as they say in Venom, that was here a long, long, long time ago. And I'm led to believe this by the ebony blade and the fact that we're going to get Null and there's a piece of Venom left here. So my thought is that maybe Khonshu came from the original race of symbiotes, where Null was the first, the original, the strongest. And in the comic book, they venture out. They kind of reference this in Venom versus Carnage, where they talk about I have 80 million years of interstellar knowledge that would make your feeble brain break. And then when he tries to show him even a sliver of it, his reality breaks. He gets pulled into another universe. And since kind of the rules of the spell, even though they don't apply to Electro, say that he shouldn't have been there unless he knew who Spider-Man was, I'm going to guess that in the moment of that tear, he gets brought through because he's tapping into the interconnectiveness. And with Venom from number 3, he could be tapping into that, and that's why he got pulled in also. So just a theory, but I think with all these things going on around symbiotes and that Null is coming apparently in the future, I actually think that the Khonshu suit, or the Khonshu in general, is going to be a symbiote, not a possession by an ancient god. Because they tend to put science attached to all the god stuff. Like when Thor talks to Jane around the fire about when he talks to Jane around the fire about what you call magic, we call science, and he's kind of bastardizing a quote. The quote, and now I'm going to bastardize it, is any significant leap in technology would look like magic to the previous generation. So by that I mean if I would take my cell phone and show that to my grandmother in when she was 10, I don't know, like the church would call me a fucking heretic or something. I'm doubtful, but you know what I mean. Like we weren't there, no one had seen this. We're at 420, let it join. These are small, but they're a half gram of, I forget what it is, but it was given to us by a friend, but they're apparently relatively high on the content, which we're always looking for around here. Nice. Anyways. So in that, I was all that big roundabout talking about gods and stuff. I think what we're going to have seen here is instead of Khonshu, the god of vengeance, or later on Khonshu, the god of the moon, or whatever, the moon god, he's going to be a symbiote, and that just brings us back to he's a tangible entity. And I make jokes about that being because China, and they don't want devils, and so on and so forth. But the reality is, I think it's just easier to base it in science rather than having to deal with the real god problems. Celestials, gods, but they're celestials. They're not really god, lowercase g, right? And so on and so forth. So Gore the God Butcher is most likely going to be going after entities that have deified themselves by making planets worship them that are less powerful, which is kind of his storyline in the comic book, anyways. So moving on into the thing. So this was our first look at the suit, and this is this in the original trailer. It's just so awesome the way it encompasses and brings it in. I just really, really love it.
Embrace it.
So that is our first full-on frontal look in a trailer of Khonshu. And we call him Khonshu or Moon Knight when he is in this full form, because he's Mark Spector the rest of the time. But this just looks awesome. I forget the name of it, not an obelisk, but the symbol on his chest brings me back to the 1980s run where he's got the big red one on there. Lots of crescent imagery on this. I think he looks awesome. And I have faith that Oscar Isaac is going to do the character really, really good justice. I don't know if he's the best person on the planet to have taken the character, but I mean, he didn't wreck Bo Dameron, and I do like what he's done in the trailer so far. So again, a lot of this crescent iconography. That is, he throws crescents. And that's why a lot of people just call him straight up a ripoff of Batman. But the reality he isn't. He's got more depth to that. His opening story comes from the military and being a mercenary, not, I'm sad because my parents are dead. Like every other, at least Mark Spector's parents, he's not orphaned, and that's his origin like everybody. And of course, the mental illness also. Originally penned by Doug Moe, which I haven't said yet. But this iconography, I know it kind of brings us back to the bat, but the crescent is his symbol is for obviously the crescent moon, in case you couldn't put that together. And we're moving on through the last few seconds of this trailer. Again, you see the crescent moon. It actually looks like there's a crescent. The shadow makes a crescent in the window that's lit up. Of course, he's holding his crescent blades. So, and again, he just looks so cool, perfectly catching that as it comes down to him. Just looks great, doesn't it? So, all right, the last seconds. Now, they have pushed this date twice, from March 4th to March 28th, or to March 30th, I'm guessing, because that's a Wednesday. I had heard rumors that it's being pushed to the 6th, I think, which is the Wednesday after this. But as of right now, this is the only date I have. Again, the crescent and what we're about to see is Mark Spector, Moon Knight, flying through the air, and he's going to cross over the moon. It just looks awesome. To the Disney Plus splash screen, because we can never forget that Disney owns our lives. So that is the Moon Knight trailer, the Moon Knight spot from Super Bowl. It kind of extends on some of the stuff we already saw inside of the other Moon Knight trailers and reveals, but gave us so many cool costume looks. And of course, they released this poster, which I really, really like, because a lot of the posters have been really clean, and this invokes the Egyptian writing and stuff in the hieroglyphs. So that makes it look just not so Marvel sheen. And I'm hoping this movie's actually going to have the darkness we've been looking for, because they had the opportunity to do this so many times by now to give us a little more depth and give us a little more darkness. So, I mean, maybe this one will finally be the one that just doesn't have the Feige glow. Not sure. Other notes on this character. All right, so we started off with he's a Jewish character, penned originally in 1960 in the Werewolf by Night issue number 32. In that, he's not a hero. Again, like I said, he helps track down a werewolf that is peaceful, and after he realizes that they're going to use him as a weapon, he lets the werewolf kill all of them. But in 1980, he gets a 38-issue run. Now kind of retconned as the Mark Spector we know now, which in that run, he actually has 3 identities. The first one being Mark Spector. He's a military man. He made his fortune being a mercenary for many years, and then came to New York, and kind of like an Arrow storyline, realized it was really correct and said, fuck, I got to do something about this, and does. His next one is Jake Lockley. He is a broke cab driver. And I find that always so funny that is legitimately who he is. He's a broke cab driver who tries to do nice things for people, and it's just so amazing that that's how they make him that way. And our final is Stephen Grant, and Stephen Grant is a wealthy businessman, recluse, wealthy businessman. And of course, Mark Spector is also now a kind of like an archaeologist, but not quite the relaxed bookworm type. He's a little more the Indiana Jones type. So, the type that doesn't actually exist. But these are all the different faces and origins of Moon Knight, and the breakdown of the trailer. Where he goes from there, you don't see again, except for a handful of guest appearance issues until the 2000s when he joins when he joins the Secret Avengers, coming into Secret Wars. Captain America leads that team, and inevitably Captain America is replaced by Hawkeye as the leader. You'd actually be surprised how many times Hawkeye is the leader of the Avengers. He also started the West Coast Avengers. And so now we have Moon Knight coming to Disney Plus March 30th. We have some real good hope for what they're going to be doing with this character. And again, I'm really hoping we finally get that grit. If you want to check out a great opinion piece and video on that, you can check out that James guy on Small Screen. He does a great breakdown of kind of how Marvel started as a studio that took risks and have developed their visual style to be the least risky fucking thing in the entire world. I mean, is that wrong? Is it take away from maybe? We'll see how they handle Deadpool and the X-Men. Because if you handle the X-Men with the same filter you handle Captain America's happier times, you just can't. The X-Men are darker, they're grittier, their whole reason is to be handling racism in the 50s and 60s. So the mutants are an analogy for how Black people were treated in that era. Again, we saw that greatly depicted in the cartoon from '91 when they got the episode's called One Man's Worth, or One Man's Importance, sorry. But I just can't tell you how excited I am for Moon Knight, again, because I have a condition called dissociative identity disorder. Now, it does not present the way that, for 99.9% of the people that have this disorder, it doesn't present the way that it's shown on in Moon Knight. It is not. It's internal conversations in a different way than most people have them, and most people just have a layer. They shut down, but it's more like you go into sleep mode. You can function, you can do work, you can drive, you can go do stuff, but you're not really at the surface anymore. But that's a whole other story. Yes, he is a character with DID, which I find awesome. They kind of handled him as schizophrenic originally. They just didn't handle it well. They've handled that better in the later years. And yeah, let us know what you're looking forward to from Marvel. Let us know what you like to smoke. Like I said, today's not going to be a long one. I just wanted to get on. I wanted to break down as much as I could and get everyone as caught up on Moon Knight as I possibly could on a day where I knew Zach and Ryan probably weren't going to be able to join me. We will be back most likely tomorrow at 4 o'clock. And then we will see you next Monday. So yeah, tomorrow at 4. Oh, and of course, I have to remember to. We're giving away a bunch of stuff. So if you want to win a bong and stickers and T-shirt and a whole bunch of other stuff, and potentially even some product, let us just follow the instructions. All you have to do is follow us at Stay Lifted Productions on Twitch and Instagram. If you're watching on YouTube, the YouTube follow is fine. On Instagram, follow Wake and Bake with Ryan. Follow Liquid Chrome if you can find them, which they're our sponsor. And if you remember Share Locals, really, we're pretty relaxed guys, and we just want to get somebody a free bong. Our sponsors are Liquid Chrome and Mad Dab Labs. If you want to buy some stuff, there's a very convoluted and long website across the top there. That's liftedlachance.com, collection, Stay Lifted. But if you just hit liftedlachance.com, you can go to our closet, and in there will be Stay Lifted. And all of these shirts are there right now. They come in men's and women's sizes. And I guess I will sign off for you guys today. Sorry we're a little lighter on the length, but we're going to play some videos for you when we're done of bag openings and some various cannabis from our sponsor. If you want to hang out and watch those, you can check out the bands, Bigfoot Portal Crisis in their Mindset, Devious One, and 30 Going on 13, Zach's band. As usual, I've been Barry LaChance, and stay tuned and stay lifted.
Joe on the path of life, so turn off the light, let me get some sleep tonight. Alright, I'm dreaming about music. I'm just an average Joe on the path of life, so turn off the light, let me get some sleep tonight. Alright, I'm dreaming about music.
I close my eyes on a pillow and wake up on a stage where I'm dreaming about making more than minimum wage. The day's short, I don't know if I'ma see another. So I've been looking through the music like I'm Stevie Wonder. Make a mission, what I've been making is different. I'm hungry, my tummy aching. Take a listen. Jukebox in my third eye. Word life, you heard right. Trying to get unstoned and stop living the curb life. The blurred light, hope at the end of my tunnel. But my head's been in the sky.
Didn't study at Princeton, but a proven convict. I'm more like a Winston and got friends like John Wick. Some spent time in Kingston, others were gone quick. They're just intimate places you can move me from. On my white boy flow, I'm about to drop a doozy, son. Bars hitting heavy like an extended Uzi drum. Only a handful living life they make movies from. 3 sheets to the wind, and I still be spitting better. You can't be fair skinned and suck at the written letter. They'll never have me pinned, only getting better. Lord knows I've sinned with that forbidden cheddar. Originality can be astounding the game, but it seems auto-tune got you all sounding the same. Time to take your own lane instead of crowding the train. You know pigs saying to me if there's no loud.
Right outside of what they tried to sell me low. I laughed and shook my head and mainstream, you know. I went inside to find all my favorite freaks that call this little dive bar home. Fill up the pit. It's time to start the punk rock show.
Let's get dangerous.
No matter where you go,